Where we come from, we each fight for loyalty, for freedom, or perhaps enlightenment. But not here. Here we cast aside our disparate beliefs, our barriers and preconceived notions, and band together as a global force to engage in some of the largest competitive battles this world has ever seen. We are the squads, the platoons, the empires and servers, full of players coordinating a complex game of strategy and tactics. This is where combined arms happens. This is where war comes to play. This is ServerSmash.
Hopefully you guys are all pumped, because I know I'm excited. I'm just going to bump up my sound settings and then we are good to go. Right, we are, I reckon, about 2 minutes out, so we will make an announcement. Redlin, is Odin, you guys here?
Odin is here and he's ready to do his announcement over roll call.
Do you want me to record this, Odin, or are you good to go?
Yeah, put it out over stream.
Okay, so Odin, not this 30 seconds take, but tell him to go on the one afterwards, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, what's on your call?
This is Odin's Pride on All Call, game referee. I'd like to give everybody a warm welcome and say good luck, but there are a couple things to let everybody know. As the game referee, I have the final say over all matters of the event. Any concerns during the event should be brought to the attention of your server rep, and then the server reps will then bring matters free. Today's server reps are Santriani Vi for Woodman and Dirty TR for Miller. The game referee is responsible for timekeeping of the event, and the final result of the event is also going to be my responsibility. Letting you know, the objective of today's event is to capture as much of Hossin as possible within a 2-hour time limit. The winner is the server with the most territory at the end of these 2 hours, determined by the in-game territory control graph. There will be no overtime. There are no immediate gameplay restrictions, so play the game as it is meant to be played. That being said, there are a couple things that participants should be aware of. One is that there have been numerous instances today of crashes while alt-tabbing, so please be careful. Playing in windowed mode seems to help with this phenomenon, but do please be careful that this is going on. Also, let it be known that aircraft spawned at the warp gate have a flight ceiling of 1,000 meters, while aircraft spawned at hexes outside of the warp gate only have a flight ceiling of 500 meters, so please be aware of this. If you encounter any other bugs or issues, please don't forget to report them to SOE. Any cheating, using exploits, hacking, or any real-life enemy team sabotage will disqualify your entire outfit and may impact your outfit's participation in future ServerSmash events. Participating servers will be using a single server outfit. Only players who are actively participating in the match and listed in the server outfit are allowed on the continent of Hossin. All non-tagged players are subject to discipline and warning from the Fun Police. All substitutions, if any, will be made at the Esmir Warp Gate. You must check in with your server representative to get access to the server outfit before subbing into the game. The match will start at the next resource tick. Good luck to all participants, and may the next server win.
Odin, it cannot start the next resource tick. There are 2 bases that are busy capping right now. The Fun Police need to deal with.
Roger that. There are Fun Police issues at the moment. We will let you know when the resource tick needs to happen. So everybody get ready. We will fix these last couple of things, and then we will be good to go.
So what, guess you're wondering, Four Fingers, somebody was trying to capture it. So Fun Police is on call to fix stuff. So we're probably going to be going in 2 minutes, guys. That's our countdown. Yeah, about 2 minutes for save. Actually, construction site Lambda needs to be saved by the Terrans.
Yeah, Farah, are you TR?
I am indeed.
Why don't you just hop down, flip that point back.
I'm going to join Fun Police for a second, guys. Got
And my
this.
suggestion, Odin, would be once he gets that point back, tell everyone that the game will start when that base is fully secured. Oh, it looks like somebody's already doing it.
No, that's me. Right, so.
Okay.
So yeah, Jaeger, guys. You looking forward to that? I tell you what. While we're waiting for this, right. So what time are we looking at here? All right. So on the assumption that Four Fingers gets fully saved, just tell everyone Odin's Pride that this is the countdown. As soon as Lambda construction site Lambda is saved, that is the start. Okay.
Not like plus 30 seconds or something.
No, do it on the tick.
Sigma is starting to flip too.
Really?
I'm going to talk to the Fun Police about getting some people on TR.
Sorry, guys. We're being screwed with at the moment. Once we're going, we're going. I wonder if it's one person just trying to screw with us.
The one person on Araxis that doesn't know there's a ServerSmash event going on.
Or just deliberately wants to screw with us. So yeah, anyway, guys, what we're saying is that Jaeger's going to happen. Oh, look, I got a server spreading. Look at that, 250. Oh, I like that. I like that UI right there. I didn't notice that before. Oh, that's nice. Okay, do an all call, would you, Odin's? Just letting everyone know that we are going at the tick on Lambda Light construction site. So 60 seconds, okay?
Yep. All right, everybody, we are going on the tick at Lambda construction site. As soon as that flips, we are go. That is in 53 seconds. Get ready, 50 seconds.
So I'll head north to see if I can't find. So guys, on the stream, we were saying, yes, so basically, the Merger Smash last month was quite successful. A bunch of devs got in touch with us, you know, and we've had a lot of support, and we're not going to say anything that is going to happen definitively, but the talk is quite enthusiastically that we'll get Jaeger, we'll get accounts, and we'll get some more control, and that way it should limit the amount of interference we get on PTS, which has always been the crux of what we've been doing. But right, I'll turn the UI of course as well. We are going in a few seconds, guys. I'm just going to get my clock ready.
Make the announcement, Odin.
That's it, they're good.
Go, go, go. We are live.
So Woodman's TR force has built a huge Mosquito Air Force. Looks like they're going for a canned biolab first. Maybe they're feeling that that is the most important point at the beginning. Very impressive contrails at the beginning.
I'm in the south. I'm looking for where the NC are
Now,
headed to.
where is Miller's Air Force? That's the question. We're following the lead fighter. Let's call him Red 1. Oh, I tell you what, they're actually flying on the AMP. They're actually flying south, guys.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. So, Woodman's Air Force has decided to skip the north and head south.
They are both engaging each other right now at Nason's. At least a small number of Miller NC showed up there. A lot of TR air showed up, though.
Yep. Okay, so we can see Miller's Air Force over Nason's Defiance. Looks like they're sending in the first wave of troops on their galaxies. If we go to the points here, the points are flipping. Just check the mini-map. Oh, there's a lot of mosquitoes for the Woodman force for Miller to deal with. It looks like, at least in this location of Nason's Defiance, lots of reinforcements coming in the minimap for Woodman's Air Force.
And it looks like Miller NC won the race at the very south there. They have the cap on Congo Telegraph, which means that actually it doesn't even look like Woodman TR made it to Four Fingers. They didn't even attempt to do that.
Still, contention for the skies is still going on, but on the ground at Nason's Defiance, it looks like Woodman's got themselves possibly Bravo, still neutral Alpha, and Charlie's in the hands of... oh, that's Innie. Hello, Innie. I know that tag. So I wonder if Innie's got themselves on A point. Let's go have a look. Or Bravo point, or Charlie point, whatever this point is. You got the Woodman forces coming in on the Charlie point. Looks like they're trying to push off what I believe is just a couple number of Miller in. Oh wow, they brought the Rassers inside.
Just an FYI. TS on screen.
TS what?
The TS overlay is on the screen.
No, it's not. Shut up.
Interestingly, it seems like, aside from the middle where they're fighting one another, they are pretty much unopposed north and south. Miller NC has pushed the northern lanes, or at least Kessel's is unopposed, and Hunter's Blind is being capped pretty much with no resistance from the TR.
Yeah, you're right. So yes, Kessel's it's going all on, and I tell you what, Hunter's Blind is completely uncontested. Looks like certain forces are just focusing at the moment where they want to be. So, Miller has taken Alpha and Bravo at Nason's Defiance. We'll come back here in a moment, and it looks like Alpha's holding on by Woodman now. Gorney Dam, it looks like Woodman has decided
just
to
re-secured.
follow this infantry force going on. It looks like Miller infantry's maybe trying to get this up from the capture point. Doesn't look like there's enough people outside. This looks like a max and a couple of scrappy infantry. Oh, and there's a lot of Sunderer infantry support, whatnot, on the minimap, and there's a lot of Woodman maxes on the capture point as well. Now, as for Hunter's Blind, Miller's deciding to give it away. So right now, as we can tell on the map, clean giveaways. Oh, we're going to get our first tickers in a second. It's going to be interesting to see if this works. Right, so... Oh, and Miller's getting the free Akan Southern Labs as well. So both teams choosing to, at the moment, bypass mostly of each other. They're not going to let it slide, though. I would imagine that teams will respond to prevent any further incursions deeper into enemy territory, or their friendly territory. So, would I be correct in saying on the map, then, without me having to look, Nason's Defiance is currently the only real hotbed fight?
That's the only straight-up even fight that's going on. There's a lot of places where there's token forces trying to defend, but Nason seems to be the only 50-50.
Woodman's taken the Alpha capture point off of Miller. They seem to have air control at the moment, or at least, yeah, they've taken Alpha, and their force is streaming in from Asunder in the south, which is here on the minimap, and is heading, pushing themselves maybe into the ground. Oh, they're getting bombarded by, oh, Miller has air control, and they're using Galaxy Bulldogs to their advantage, forcing the Woodman Maxes underground. Okay.
Miller also just got first access to a Conbiolab, and they have their people in it and have started the cap themselves. However, both sides now have access to it, so that can become a two-way fight. It seems like the only things we're going to have left are Akan and Masons. Everything else is going to have capped here in the next couple minutes.
The ticket works! The East Akan Storage Depot captured by NC. That's awesome. I love it how that works. Okay, nice. So Miller is guarding. That's an impressive defense on the southwestern warp gate. It looks like they've got all three capture points. It looks like actually they're being given the biolab entirely. There's absolutely no resistance whatsoever from Woodman.
That's really concerning. That's really concerning for Woodman, because they're not just giving up the biolab, they're also giving up that center lane there. Miller's already moved into Broken Vale.
They've already moved into Broken Vale, yes. So yes, they've lost one territory, but the fact is, no one's defending SRP, hydroponics. Maybe they're waiting for them to get to one of the large kind of bases and then deciding to hold them. And Kessel's Antiquated Crossing, that's just an info hack going on at the moment. Well, this is fascinating. So they're getting the biolab for free. It's both roughly a bare construction sites just flipped.
I'm heading to Broken Vale to see what's going on there.
Looks like I can only really see Miller's Air Force in the north. That's really where they're keeping at. They're keeping air control of Nason's Defiance, so they'd have the two capture points, and it's a very long capping simply because they can't get the inner point. It looks like Woodman is defending hardcore in the underground, the Charlie capture point. I know any elites here. I don't know what other outfits are. Did they push them off? No, they're just waiting. Sorry guys, this is a bit confusing. Where is it? Ah, hello. There's some Woodman Maxes. Oh, it's a nice little corridor. Oh, that looks dangerous. Check the C4 and the Claymores, just waiting for any poor, unsuspecting guy to come through. Oh, sorry guys, I'm playing. I know the Twitch is a little bit delayed, but I'm playing on as is. I can't increase the gamma unless I do it in stream. What is? Oh, hello, and that would be outside, I think, or not? Ah, smoke! My one weakness. I can't see. Warp speed. There we go.
Are you still at Nason's Defiance?
I am indeed.
Alright. I'm checking out some of these other fights for you. There's a
Just
large
saw
TR force that's moved into Hayes Skydock. Again, pretty much, it's not an even fight, but it looks like there might be some opposition there, so...
It's like Miller forces are beginning to make their push from the south side of A, pushing into Charlie now. Are they just sitting here getting a tan of the light, or are they going to move forward? Well, while they're deciding, we're going to have a quick look at the map. Okay, so Miller is pushing at Wash Awful Pit. There is a fight going on at Hayes Skydock, so looks like Woodman's trying to make a push. Miller's getting a free Akan data lab. They've been pushed off Broken Vale. There's a big recall there. In the south, SRP Hydroponics is still being given away by Miller, so it looks like they don't want to defend it just at this moment. Yeah,
you know, there are kind of walls that this map offers you, where if you're willing to let bases go, you know that there's a tech plant or an amp station or a large facility that you can let them run up to.
But they need to make the most of it on the basis that they're trying to flip, because right now it's 49 to 49 in terms of territory percentage. They're basically taking away percentages from the neutral faction, which is why it's raising or going up in number. It's very interesting to see if this goes to 50-50 and who takes the lead, but I reckon with the capturing of SRP, which interesting point of note, SRP stands for Space Rice Paddy. Apparently that was a little kind of inside joke that was put on tweet. I don't know, it's Space Vietnam, guys. What do you want from us? Space Rice Paddy Fields, whatever. Okay, so that's going for free. We'll go back to Nason's Defiance.
That seems to be the big fight right now. A lot of places are just kind of being given or massively resecured. The Miller NC just massively resecured Hayes Skydock with, it looks like, an entire platoon.
Nope, can't do that. Come on, map, load from the map. There we go. Okay, so yes, big Miller forces. They've lost a capture point, probably just an infiltrator, but they are pushing now slowly in, getting themselves closer to the Charlie capture point. Oh, but this is horrible corridors. Probably works best for maxes of the NC. Right, so they've got themselves the building just before they get into the main hallway of the capture point. Woodman still has their harassers with marauders on top. Oh man, that's murder. It looks like there's only really one exit point for the NC, so they need a huge strong push. See in the min-map, they're all into the south here. Oh wow, that's a huge number pushing in on the south. The TR's got to know. I mean, my character at the moment is TR, so they've got to know what's going to be coming in.
SRP Hydroponics has finally flipped, and it looks like the Woodman TR are basically just trying to take whatever easy bases they can down there. They have not started a Genesis terraforming, but they have started one at the construction site. Again, with a very large force, they might be just trying to...
There, the smoke's finally ended. You can finally see the Miller forces. First Miller Max pushes outside the doors. He's anti-vehicle, I think. Maybe to get rid of the harassers? Yep, he's firing on the harasser now on the capture point. Does not look like there's enough Woodman forces to defend this. Huge number of Miller NC, but they're simply not pushing out. They really should just all recharge out here. It looks like they're doing that now. There we go. Zerg point. Finally got themselves Charlie. Now, at what cost? Because they're outnumbering 2 to 1. Akan Southern Labs is being saved. Akan Data Hub has been taken. Oh, there's a good fight going at Rocheville Awful Pit, but the fact is, it looks like
just heading there right
numbers.
now. The NC have some Sky Guards down on the point here, and a little point hold going. I haven't seen anything from the TR yet about a push. They might be gathering up first.
It looks like Miller's completely cleaned up Woodman's forces at the Mason's Defiance.
Oh, here comes the TR push at Rustwash Awful. They have some maxes and are basically just trying to pick them off at range before they move into the point there with some grenades.
Oh, this capture point is horrendous to try and defend. Single capture point outside a nice large tree, but you're totally exposed. You have to contain them in the spawn room. Woodman has pushed out. They're using their kind of vantage point on the balcony to fire down on the capture point. They have themselves 2.5 minutes, plenty of time to soften up Miller's forces and go after any sunders that they might have. Woodman, as you look at the ticker, is 2% in the lead, probably from those bases that they're taking. Should go up with Miller potentially taking the Akan northern outpost.
And Miller is now next to completely unopposed in Mason's Defiance. I think they're just having these people sit here for safety. The thing is that you have lots of stuff ticking that could be using those people. So,
right.
When do you send half your platoon away and then risk the fact that they send another platoon while you're gone?
This is the thing. It's very tricky. There's so many lanes going on. How well are you able to do redeployment? Do you willingly give up one point to stay focused and then apply pressure in the north? Do you think you can apply more pressure in the north more effectively than they can apply pressure on your side? Or do you just fight them everywhere? And it looks like Woodman is beginning to smoke the capture point. Now I wonder if it does not look like the Miller forces have got themselves infrared. So maybe the smoke is going to work really into the favor of Woodman's TR. We'll wait and see. Still have the point. Mini-map doesn't actually show that many TR. Now, if we have a look at the map, they're outnumbered 2-1. That's going to be a very tough fight. Oh, now here's an interesting point. Haid Skydock, I think the Miller force is deliberately ignoring what is collectively known as Clegg's Landing. Because they got 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So they're being very smart because there's at least 25 TR. Look at all these forces on the map, simply sitting here doing nothing. They are not in the fight and they are camping the spawn room. But look, there's a little spawn room back here. All that camp, see that camp you've got all going on over there? All they have to do is teleport out here and go surprise from behind. So we'll see if, and I'd expect Miller to come in probably at the last moment when they have to. So this is like 4 minutes where all these forces are useless. So these guys right here at Skate Skydock, they should be going to Rustwash Awful Pit and helping defend that. Push off. So you should focus on defending first, then attacking. If all your bases under attack are saved, then you can decide to push forward, as I'm flying around aimlessly trying to find the base. Anyway, that being said, it looks like maybe a small breakdown in communication, but I think Miller's playing the game here better. They're putting their people where they need to be at the right time, and they're going to get a base for it. And the interesting thing is,
to get Mason's Defiance as well here in about 40 seconds, and it looks like they've cleaned up a lot of that middle section that they were losing stuff to. They still haven't really done much to the south. The south is still
losing
has a couple
fingers,
bases.
But I think Genesis Terraforming Plant and Southgate Checkpoint, these will be the two blocks that Miller decides to work on. And the question is, can Miller apply pressure to Woodman's large outposts in the north? They've got the base, and they're just cleaning up now. Alright, on the map, what have we got next? Akan Data Hub, it's 50-50. Looks like Woodman's turned up and said, right, you can't have this.
There also is a large force.
Oh, the point is flipping. Looks like Woodman's forces have pushed them from Banana, and they've got themselves the capture point. Yeah, they've pushed off the NC.
There's a very large Miller resecure going on, or trying to go on at Ixotop power regulation. They've not mentioned it at the point yet, but there is a ton of air, galaxies, everything has shown up. Oh, they just pushed it to the point. I think this is going to be over very quickly here.
Yep, we see that. It's an exposed large building. They can just move in and then just can pound away. Still kind of contested. They still have the... Oh, okay, no, never mind. The fact is, there's too many NC surging in. That's an extremely good save by Miller. Now, was that a desperate last-minute save, or was that a strategically well-timed redeploy to make the save when it was needed to be made? What do you think, Raylan?
I think that they're trying... To me, it looks like they're trying to secure their middle, and at the expense of some stuff in the south, including now they have Southgate checkpoint that's ticking. I don't necessarily know how long it's going to take them to lock off that whole middle ring. If they're going to lose everything north and south, then it's not worth the time they've just spent to try and save this whole middle ring here.
Well, so Miller saved himself a can Southern Biolabs. Woodman saved a can Data Hub. Miller has taken Rushwell Awful Pit. And they've redeployed. Just as I said, guys, Hade Skydock, that Miller force, potentially the one in the north, as I try to find the work it, here we go. They have redeployed, and they are now outnumbering the attacking force 2-1 on Hade Skydock. So redeploying when they needed to redeploy, bringing their air force, bringing their galaxies, and do they still outnumber? They still outnumber them 2-1. It's only a matter of time now, I think, before Miller's forces push Woodman out of the base.
At the moment, Woodman seems to be doing death in 1,000 cuts, and it's working for them right now. They're a little bit ahead, and if they can keep on doing this bleeding small bases, and Miller keeps redeploying everyone at the last second to one base. But we've seen this before. If you do that, you save one base and you lose two in trade.
It's interesting that Woodman is still... I tell you what, they're spawning it from the Sunder to the north. That's what's going on. Let's see, we've got some Miller forces. And see, it looks like they're trying to blow up. Yeah, that's it gone. So it looks like the spawns are slowly being picked off for Woodman's Sunders and spawn points. And they're finally going to get aimed. This last-ditch stand getting picked up from all directions. So Woodman's TR forces desperately holding on to a capture point. But what's this chap doing right here? Hey, you. You gonna go inside? No? Okay. And that's the cleanup. Oh wait, please. A couple of resonance and whatnot, but it doesn't look like it's made too much of an impact. So, all three capture points now finally in the hands of Miller. And that is Hade Skydock, saved eventually. Now these guys can redeploy to Rushwell Awful Pit. Maybe, the thing is, it's a long timer until they get Hade Skydock safe, so construction site beta isn't going to be contested anytime soon. Tell you what, next big fight going on is Broken Vale Garrison. We'll swing over there now, see whether or not this is the second attempt now for Miller to take Broken Vale. We'll see if they can actually hold it this time, or if Woodman can do a last minute save. Now I like this base because the capture point is isolated in the back point, away from the rest of the main base as a whole. Now, surely these Miller forces, a lot of people coming in, maybe they're shining. Oh, nice. I like that. Anti-air and just shotgun maxes, basically holding the roof. Now, some air force from Woodman could make a difference. As far as the capture point's concerned, let's go have a look inside. Medic bubble, a couple of guys moving around, some maxes. See if I can't get an outfit tag. Or see a name. Steve-O. I think this is BRTD, guys. Better red than dead. Yeah, it looks like that. I know Steve-O, so...
Woodman, again, is still pushing the south. They are very little contention down here. They have 3 minutes remaining on Southgate checkpoint, although they did just get out-popped by Miller, who's poured down here. But it seems like Miller is keeping everyone grouped up in large groups. They're pushing them as...
To the point, going to get picked off. Guess maybe one or two kills.
They're pushing them as platoons, where Woodman seems to be moving smaller groups around, able to get those caps going, and it seems like Miller right now is doing large resecures.
At Eastern Vale, the Terran forces from Woodman tried to do a really good flank through the main passageway, but it's a narrow depth choke point here. So Maxis and crate protection with good engineer support. We see more Woodman, however, coming in from the two. So there's the two entry points right now, the bridge and the kind of valley pass. And right now, Miller's doing an exceptionally good job, although they are losing the point. It's probably an infiltrator, so they're sending infantry down now. But this max wall of steel death is just holding off Woodman. And they've pushed them back. The capture point is now back again in Miller's hands. Population-wise, we are 50-50 exactly, but it's just the difficulty of getting to the capture point. It just takes too long to run with. And we can see that Miller's Air Force is doing a really good job at just being a nuisance, picking off the infantry of Woodman as they come along from the spawn room. In 30 seconds, so they're going to even make it to the spawn room, let alone capture and kill all these maxes and infantry in 30 seconds. So, fairly certain we can call this a Woodman take.
And Miller is going to have to redeploy again to Nason's Defiance. There's 48 plus Woodman TR now at Nason's Defiance, starting that capping very quickly.
Right, so 1 second. There we go. Bum.
Time to bug out. The facility is lost.
Very close, 51-48 percentage-wise. Head Skydock being saved. Miller's making another push. You know, they're getting pushed back. You can see the numbers are 2-1. Ixtab power regulations getting pushed. You were saying
Nason's Defiance.
Oh yes, that's going to have to be responded to. Rush Wash is being saved, although they're outnumbered. So it's kind of stabilizing at the moment.
And this
Both
is the one thing with a 240 on this map, because there's so many more lanes. This doesn't feel like a 240 on Esamir. 240 on Esamir feels like you can move a platoon around and you don't miss it. Here, if you start grouping up your forces, you've left gaping holes somewhere. So 240 feels like a much smaller size of player base with this many lanes that you do.
Coming out. So Woodman's forces, they've taken themselves Alpha, they've taken themselves Charlie. Now they're streaming. That's begging to get rocketed by from the skies, and they're pushing to the Bravo capture point, but it's not on the roof, guys. You need to go down. There's no way from the roof. Oh wait, tell a lie. Nice little entry points. There's absolutely no defense though. Now this is a long base capture, right? So Miller might be doing the same thing where they let them come in, maybe try and only hold 1 point, and then use their numbers elsewhere. They do have a lot of people that hate Skydock that maybe needs to be moved, be redeployed elsewhere. I'm surprised they haven't killed off the Sundra for Miller and the Galaxy in the north at the space. Oh, it's getting picked off now. Southgate checkpoint's been saved. Doesn't look like Miller wants to make any more pushes in the south. They just want to defend, their main 3 bases in the south, holding this.
However, Miller is now pushing deep into TR territory. They're at construction site Epsilon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like a CAN data hub is being saved by large Woodman forces. So I reckon we'll have to. You watch Nason's Defiance, am I right? See whether or not Miller turns up. I'm going to go check out Epsilon, because there's only a small number at Epsilon at the moment. I can see 1 through 12 on the capture point.
That is the danger of that middle lane. You're so used to being able to say, well, they took 1 base, that's okay, they'll run into something else. They don't run into something else there. If you just ignore it, they can be 3-4 bases behind you without even blinking.
Sure. And the thing is, at the moment, this looks like a ghost cap just to grab someone's attention. Maybe someone, being an infiltrator or trying to do something. But and the thing is, because of the twin lane setup, Broken Veil Garrison is actually defended yet, because you have to get an attack on Hurricane Secure Storage and Epsilon to make to reliably leave Broken Veil. Mm-hmm. But Epsilon, I don't know if you've got any numbers. I don't see anyone actually on the point. It looks like Tier's going to save it, so there's no one really defending it. Head Skydock's going to be fully saved. Rushwash is going to be still contended but saved. I wonder if the Tier forces, if the Woodman forces are going to keep the pressure from the south. It looks like some numbers are coming in at Nason's Defiance. How long did they leave it? A minute or two? Oh, I tell you what, they're going to take X-Tag regulation.
It's just got saved by about 2 squads worth of people who just mowed into that point. Oh, no, it's still ticking. They don't get it back in 29 seconds.
25 seconds, yeah. I'm not thinking that they'll get into X-Tab, but they're on the roof. It's another going to be very last-minute save. There are not many TR forces here. I don't know if the Miller forces realizes how weakly defended it is. Right, they've got a guy on the point, they've got 2 guys in the point, and they just picked them off. That was close, and and the thing is, Miller, I wouldn't say they overreacted, but they've sent 1 or 2 squads after what? 1 or 2 people?
And that's what I've been noticing. The game is very, very close by the numbers, but Miller seems to be really back-footed here. They're sending way too many
Miller's
people
doing a
to
fresh offensive in the south, and Miller's put fresh numbers, small number at Zeta, but at least 1 to 2 squads at 4 Fingers in the south, which we'll go check out what's kind of going on there. But Nason's Defiance is still ticking. It's 2-1 numbers, so the Woodman numbers are getting more resistance. Miller's respawning in and trying to defend, but I don't know are they leaving it too late? How late is late? Because you need to grab a point, and if you get defended or pushed back once, it's game over. So,
and some of these points are so far away from where you spawn, you can get caught running to the point, because it takes you 90 seconds to run to the point, even if you're uncontested.
Sure. Alright, so right now we're having a quick look at 4 Fingers. Looks like, that's an exposed capture point over in Canopy. Couple of kind of straggling defenders. They've got good respawn logistics. in terms of Sunders. Right. Oh, there we go. 50. The numbers have spawned in. That's it. Miller's brought the reinforcements. They've decided now's the time that they're going to defend it. So Nason's Defiance population numbers are 50-50. So this is where we find out whether or not committing all these forces from Woodman was worth it. Because Miller has come in hard on the south, taken one capture point, and instantly what was a 2 or 1 minute base has now gone up to a 4 minute. And so they've got themselves alpha, and just having a quick look at the minimap, it doesn't look like they're ready to push just yet north, but grabbing 1 point is enough to buy time. Miller has brought in their air force. They're picking off Woodman Sunders. Any reliable spawn for the Woodman team. More Bulldog Galaxies. How are they going to move up? That's the question, because they need to move up. They can't just stay here. Maybe they redeploy because it's their base. And oh, they're already losing the capture point. Is an infiltrator perhaps staying behind? Oh, look at this cheeky chappy. He's not going to live long. Like, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Oh, he missed him. The engineer missed him. Oh, the medic opened fire. He didn't need to. He's just being a nuisance. Wow, and the other engineer totally ignored him. I'm a medic info, guys. Alright, here comes the engineer for Woodman. Sorry, for Miller. He's got dark light. He thinks he's a medic. Oh, he's opened fire. Oh, wow! Pistol killed him. Oh, there you go. It's one dedicated engineer because he had dark light. So they do get the capture point, but it was at the expense of a few seconds. But it doesn't matter now because Miller's managed to take himself. Looks like the northern of the 2 capture points. Yo, look at the numbers on the minimap there. That's huge. Oh, fresh max push coming in from Woodman, however. They're trying to make something happen at the ramp point. There's just so many people inside for Miller. I don't know if this will make any difference. There's also a killing field coming up the staircase. See the explosives and C4 going off. These maxes, no engineer support, no infantry support. Surrounded by counter maxes from Miller. Oh, that looked painful. Getting rocketed out. Of res grenades for the Woodman, sorry, for the Miller TR bay. Oh wow, even it's just getting picked off by the Air Force. No, this is a lost cause now. So Miller, very good on the recalls, but however, they are losing Broken Veil. The same capture
Miller is
point.
about 27 seconds away from capturing construction site Beta, though. The TR just did a double gal drop trying to resecure this. I don't know if they can get on the ground fast enough, though.
Which
They're
base?
really dug in at the point. Construction site Beta. Oh, they're just pushing to the point right now.
Oh, I see. Right, we'll go there next. Yeah. So anyway, Broken Veil Garrison, that kind of awkward to defend place. They've got a great setup. 40 seconds to go. It doesn't look like Miller can get in here unless they bring their own sort of galaxies, and it does not look like they're doing that. Off to the waypoint. Let's have a look at this construction site.
The TR just did a massive double gal drop. Everyone dropped off the corners and just rushed to the point. Managed to use those lifts that drop you right behind.
But yeah, you can see Woodman has far too many people. The problem is, now that Woodman has saved this base, they need to leave. There's no point in having so many people here. Broken Veil is going to flip back, even though it's 2-1 now at Broken Veil. It doesn't look like Miller's was able to respond in time. Now, does Miller stay at Broken Veil and take it back? I tell a lie, it's how many seconds? Oh, they're on the roof! Is it enough to get on the point? They're not on the point! Actually, has the base already flipped? The base is already flipped. So this roof attack by Miller was just a little bit too late. That's a nice knife kill. The knifing engineer, he's on a mission. Oh, nice claymores. Or whatever the NT equivalent is.
I've also seemed to notice this map is so much larger, and especially with the draw distance being reduced by the fog, both sides seem to have arrow and don't seem to be able to wipe the other one out of the air. I don't know if that's to do with the resource system or to do with the vision, but I've seen both the NC and TR be able to have air groups up that are not just getting wiped out by other air, which is usually kind of a staple of ServerSmash.
Sure, so right now, wow, okay, Woodman's brought their air force in to try and do something. It's still 2-1 population numbers. Miller was too late, so they lost the base. Territory control's 51-48 for Woodman at the moment, but there's a lot of infantry for Miller on the capture point. 3.5 minutes they have to defend now. Woodman's brought their air hammer to try and suppress them, keep them indoors. If they can keep... Oh wow, nice galaxy ramming, very well done. Pulled a whole bunch of mozzies off, very, very impressive. So I guess Woodman's goal was to suppress the Miller infantry inside the building so they can get their infantry up, at least control the roof, but there's no infantry for Woodman, so I mean it looks impressive, but it really should be coordinated with an infantry push as well. Just simply firing rockets at them isn't going to work or make any difference, because, you know, they'll get reses or whatnot. And I can tell probably by the
seconds. It's 90 seconds until until Miller capture Gurney Dam, and Woodman is trying to drop some guys from the air onto the top of it to resecure as well.
So we'll go have a look at that. We'll come back here in a second, guys. Right, yep, oh, I can just see it on the minimap. It looks like Woodman's come in and they've taken the capture point back. Big numbers. God, we need to get here quicker. All these redeploys are... There's nothing happening, and then it's like an instant, short, sharp amount of combat, and then it's just pushing people off. But Miller has a couple of air forces sitting around. Oh wow, it's certainly good.
You want to stay in the center here? I'm going to go up and see what Rustwash Awful is. That looks like an even fight.
Sure, I'm going to go back to Broken Veil. Alright, so as you can see there very briefly, Miller's forces still got 3 squad beacons. Looks like it's 3 full squads. They are holding the building. Oh, couple of... They don't have the outside though. Because of the air control perhaps, they do not have the outside control. Is that something? Oh, look at that! That's nice. I really like that. I wonder if he drove all the way up here. Right. That's also every 2-minute stream, so we don't give away where the spawn is. Base has 1 minute 20 seconds. They have a reliable spawn. However, Woodman is on the roof. Can they push down and take back the capture point? There's a lot of Woodman. It's very close. The problem is Woodman will make a last ditch push in. Looks like Miller's holding the point barely. The thing is, the reinforcement time is very, very short for Miller because of their Sunder, but Woodman has a very long way to run. And res nades aside will pick you back up, but you're not going to have maxes. 55 seconds to go. It's totally doable. Alright, so now Miller is coming back on the roof, trying to get roof control back, using the maxes and infantry, contending back. 1 squad beacon for Woodman on the roof. If we look at the minimap, we only really have 1 mosquito with some fun police flying around. I think they spotted the Sunder. It is smoking, but it's not been blown up. It is crucially providing lots of reinforcements for the Miller forces. They've got themselves roof control, and they're beginning to overlook the bridge and the rock. 20 seconds, it looks like Miller's going to retake Broken Veil. Yeah, last couple of Woodman forces maybe trying to get... They're not going to get anywhere close. Miller's not going to let them. There we go. Base gets flipped.
You have failed the Republic. The facility is lost.
Still
again,
51 to 48 though.
Those last second resecures, a con data hub was maybe 5 seconds from capping.
Oh yeah.
Woodman
wow.
TR just absolutely max crashed, wiped him off the point. That was down to the last tick that they were able to get in there.
Thing is, Woodman obviously came to this base, that being a can data hub, saving 1 base but unable to save the second one, Broken Veil Garrison. So Miller got themselves a base simply by attacking multiple places. Oh, Miller's very few people are actually getting SRP hydroponics. It doesn't look like there's a large force there, but it looks like it's about to flip in 1 minute. I wonder if this kind of Woodman can redeploy and get there in time.
It seems like all of the forces are in the middle and north of the map, and there are these small squads that are running around, occasionally starting caps.
Dude, it's 50 seconds, and there's 1 info holding this base. 1 info is getting a base for... Alright, okay, there's a heavy assault. But the fact is, it's like 1 or 2 guys, they're getting a base. Look at that, killing that mozzie. Nice little kind of shoot. And there's got to be reinforcements. 30 seconds and there's only 1 Woodman guy on the minute. Oh, okay, here it comes. I'm surprised that Miller hasn't brought more people. Look at this. One squad is redeploying on the 20-second marker. If you just had a couple of guys to hold out here, you could have totally done that, right? So it does look like a last-minute save. Last 20-second save is going to be pulled off, but that was so close for so few.
I'll be interested to hear from the commanders after this match how the spawn system has adjusted this redeploying back and forth, because I imagine that if you're up on the far north, it's very difficult for you to get your forces to just simply redeploy all the way to the south end of the continent. How are you doing that? Are you moving somebody with a mosquito? Now there's also changes with 50-50 fights and how they allow you to spawn into them. So that might be one of the delays we're seeing from moving north to south as far as moving forces around.
Yeah. Well, it's in terms of Akan Data Labs, it looks like perhaps Woodman left too early because Miller has turned up in force. Possibly the same attack force that was fighting at Broken Vale, it's entirely possible, has now moved to Data Hub. It's entirely possible that Miller, I'm going to stay here on this capture point now for the rest of this potential base capture. 80 seconds to go. We look at the minimap, that's a lot of Miller forces deeply entrenched in the capture point. Not a lot of time, and if we check the population numbers, it's still 2-1. Miller might get this in 60 seconds. It's extremely different, especially with air control in the hands of Miller. Say that, I'm going to have a quick look.
We can still win this.
Looks like they have more or less air control. Yeah. And Woodman forces outside, just peeking and having a look. They're beginning to maybe respawn now, a couple of maxes. 45 seconds is not too critical. You do have to go on the 30-second marker, otherwise you have absolutely no time. And they are beginning to sense the urgency, and the maxes from Woodman are beginning to move in. Looks like small staircase entrances, realistically, the only thing that's going to work for them in time. Here comes this max crash from TR Woodman. They are beginning to push in lots of explosives and... Oh, okay, so the Miller forces, they know where they're coming from. I don't know who's firing the smoke, but there's lots of explosives, lots of C4 going on, lots of rockets from heavies. Oh, they might push in. They are trying to charge the capture point. Oh, but look how many Miller there are on this upper balcony. 13 seconds. Good max blocking there. Double maxes for the Miller forces. And they're really strongly holding onto large staircase, small staircase in this Tetris building. Does not look like Woodman's going to pull it off this time. There you go. Base flips for Miller. Now Miller moves up to 49%. It's really, really close now. Maybe one base between this.
I think that actually, if we wait for about 15 seconds for that to change, it might have put Miller in the lead.
No, because it's instantaneous. Look at the territory control. Bring up your map.
Okay.
Alright, so looking at the map, don't see any immediate fights going on. Some people attacking Nathan's Defiance. Oh, X-Tab power regulation. So Woodman forces have got themselves fixed up power regulation, but Miller's already on the ball. They're already pushing the capture point, cleaning off the last stragglers. This is a very difficult base. One of the things we noticed in the Amrish kind of revamp on the new Hossin map is the base design is absolutely beautiful, designed for a large number of people, and you can just see that in a large kind of room like this. You've got good clean lines of fire, but it's very difficult to defend with, especially when you get pushed. And,
the territory just updated, and it's now Miller is in the lead, 50-49.
Oh, there you go. There is a small, tiny little delay. Well, what, did they get any other base, or is this just it? Oh, you're right.
I think that was just it.
They are applying pressure to construct site Epsilon, but I don't think they can hold it with the population that they have. Let's go over and have a look. It just seemed that Miller's applying pressure in more places at once. They've got kind of the momentum, as it were. Oh, very nice. So Miller is... So the Miller forces are holding the upper balconies, but it's only a small crew. Large numbers of TR are incoming. The max is going to be the problem, whether they can pick it off the decimator. Oh, nice kill off. Right. Now, can they hold it? Because these balconies are slightly exposed from the alternate side, coming in from the south and southwest. It's good defensive locations. One infiltrator could run up to the capture point, however. I think the Woodman... I promise this is 2 minutes 20 seconds. So if anything, this small NC force from Miller is basically tying down a larger number of Woodman forces. Oh, good counter push by these engineers. The other balcony did make a good push. I don't know what one guy can do though, but I like the kind of counter aggression, although I would have felt maybe it's better if he stayed on the balcony, but Yeah, that's it. So Woodman has pushed them off. Now, that was a lot of people. That was 2-to-1 numbers to push them off. So to see whether or not... Now, they're still getting Nason's Defiance, but it's 12 minutes, which means they've only got 2 capture points. Space Rice Paddy is under attack again. It's 50-50 at Hade Skydog. Theoretically, the Miller could leave it. Now, we're going to go warp over...
SRP has a brilliant little galaxy. That was terrible. He had a perfect spot. He just fell out of the sky. He must have been swapping guns. They had a galaxy that was in perfect position to basically cover the entire base and stop any pushes from the spawn, but he practically lost his galaxy trying to hop seats there.
Now, we look at this. We got the first set of Miller forces trying to defend much more smartly. We're defending this choke point bridge. Max is being pulled in from Woodman. There are no Maxes, or there's one on the ground, so this is going to be very difficult for the Miller forces to hold on. Terran Maxes from Woodman pushing across. Oh, that's just so many Maxes. This may be the resource system going awry, but we're constantly seeing good Max pushes here. We'll have to see what the red guys think at the end in the interview. So there's our one Miller Max you can see, but they're being flanked from both sides. It does look like the capture point's going to be taken by Woodman, and they have.
If you'll notice, the galaxy is now back up.
Wow, dude, Maxes! There's no infantry! There's no infantry! 20 seconds to go! It's all Maxes! The Miller forces is focused on killing on the infantry. Oh, right, there we go. 16 seconds to go, and an infiltrator comes in at the absolute last moment. That was close. And I was going to mention, if we look at Ixtab regulation, there was 12-24 NC doing nothing, and I was thinking it could be more appropriately used SRP, but that was a good 15-second save, and you have to wonder, like, just a few more guys or a few more Maxes, would it have made a difference? Or depending on the size of the defending force dictates how many people Woodman sends, knowing that they can make the save. So if there's like an extra squad of Miller, would Woodman have then just said 2 squads instead of 1 squad, that type of stuff. Right, Gorney Dam, at least 3 squads. Another attack being planned by Miller's forces, constantly trying to keep the pressure up. They are pushing on Gorney Dam. 2 galaxies, they've got themselves on the central point, got themselves a number of Sunderers on the eastern side, and we'll just have a quick look inside the capture point from Banana. Nice, so they've got themselves set up right. I wonder, what kind of time frame are we looking here? 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go. So the defending force for Space Rice Paddy may leave and go for Gorney Dam. There's actually a 50-50 fight going on at Southgate checkpoint, so we'll check that next. Hatchet Air Station is 50-50 under pressure. Actually, it's slightly more pop for Miller, and the attack on Hade Skydog looks like that's been saved from Miller forces. Population control, guys, just so we're clear, check that population, 48-48. There's no population imbalance. That is immaculately beautiful.
If I were the Miller force commander, I would be looking at all those small one-cap bases down in the south that Woodman does not seem to have its forces at. I would be trying to move some of my forces down there and take advantage as much as I could. I mean, that SRP probably would have worked if you had another squad there, just to cap them a little bit longer. And there's a lot of points down on the board. You could really secure your lead if you took some of those.
Yeah, so we're currently just looking at the capture point for Gorney Dam. Oh, here we go. So, big push, recall, not using Gals, but they are using the... Oh, this could be deadly. Now, yeah, we was going to say, Miller's Air Force is here, and they're saying, no, Woodman, you can't come out to play. Stay inside. So this is the big problem. Without air control and the ability to drop in, this is a long infantry run to get to the capture point. So long as Woodman can... so long as Miller can keep their Air Force suppressing, they are buying precious seconds. 90 seconds to go. Miller's still got a really good defense. Oh, I love the fact that they're using the bridges between Banana and Tetris on the capture point, between these 2 buildings. Banana because it's the Banana, and Tetris because, it's an ugly block. So they are kind of doing some flanking for it. Right, so the Air Force is being pushed off, or at least kind of off to one side. Oh, I like how this guy's hiding down just for a little bit. Red.
Yeah, they're using the dam.
They're using the low ground the dam. This is a horrendous bridge to run across. It is a killing field of Woodman. They've got themselves 60 seconds.
Look
they
at the
still
Sunder.
have time.
The Sunder is driving along the dam, trying to get over there.
Sunder's made it. He's made it to the thing. As if he had guys in it. Oh, he's gonna slide. Was he gonna fly off? He's burning. No. Fire suppression. That's it. He's dead. So that's a good kill there for Miller. But the fact is, Woodman has made it across the first bridge. They're making it across the second bridge. They're getting themselves to Banana. But Banana is still being defended from the top side by Miller. And all they need to do is 30 more seconds. Okay, now in comes Woodman on the ground floor. They need to move themselves up. There's no jump pad, so they have to move up the second floor.
Control of the facility.
Miller's contesting them for every inch using C4 explosive. This engineer, he doesn't care about the max behind him. He's just focusing on the staircase. That's his job, and he's doing it. Good in medic shield. I think the attack period. Oh wait, no, from behind. Oh, they've been pushed from behind. They came from the big staircase. Too many of Miller was defending the Banana. Not enough from the capture point. So they moved from the north bridge and they flanked around. Wow, that is another pretty ballsy last second save by Woodman there.
I have only ever seen one other person try that Sunder drive along the dam, and he fell off the side of it and killed everyone in his Sunder. So that was a ballsy move at the last minute there.
It was great that that Miller defended Banana and they were keeping the pressure, but two-pronged attack, the alternate side worked, and they've made another save. And this seems to be kind of a recurring feature here, where but Space Rice Paddy, TR are being outfooted because now Miller's saying, right, we want to play the dancing game. Well, it's your bases that we're fighting at. We'll dance back and forth all day long. So they have a huge force at Space Rice Paddy. 60 seconds to go. They don't necessarily have complete air control. They've got some. Oh, I take that back. Yes, they do. They've got Galaxies and they've got Reavers. Galaxies are pounding the side. Now that force of TR from Woodman that was defending Gurney Dam, 78 to 21%. They need to redeploy, and they need to redeploy immediately, and they're possibly going to max timers because they need to get back to Space Rice Paddy. 40 seconds to go, and Miller is in extremely good position. Now, there's not actually that many people defending on the ground on the outside, and there's not actually that many people defending the capture point. So, one strong push, and this is it. This could be it, because the guys have been fired off. They've got the timing just right, 24 seconds. Miller could have this if they had more people. 20 seconds to go, they're on the ground floor. Can they hold off the infantry? Oh, the infiltrator's already on the point. And they've lost it again, that was so close. And Woodman makes another save. Now, the thing is that, what's next for Miller? Miller just lost himself Broken Vale Garrison. They tried to get in there. We see the numbers, but it looks like they've been sidestepped and they've lost Broken Vale, so that'll update. Hatcher Air Station still 50-50, looking slightly in the favour of Miller, but it's hard to say because it's a long base. And in the north, we're going to go north. It looks like Woodman's about to grab himself another base.
I'm here. I don't see any massive push from Miller to the point of Awful Pit. They might be grouping up in the spawn that I can't see through. There's a couple of them trickling out, but there's not
Air
a large
Force,
push
but that's it. The outside terrain of 8 is being held by Woodman. Woodman has got themselves to capture a complete role reversal of what was on earlier. Some Miller forces are beginning to spawn in on the high ground, but with 20 seconds to go, it's not a huge number of Woodman, but where's Miller? It's not enough time. 17 seconds to go. Even with air control, build Galaxy, he needs to have his squad spawn in 9 seconds to go. It looks like it's too little, too late for Miller, and Woodman's going to take the space. Oh, look at this push in the absolute last second. They're getting to the point. Just not enough. Just not like the guy made it in on the last second.
So now Woodman is back into the lead, and they actually have an extra base lead. Because it's not the 1% yet. It's that they got Broken Veil and now they got Rustwash Awful as well.
Right, so and again Miller has come in with a number of forces. But the problem is they don't have any logistics, they don't have any spawns, they've got the capture point, they committed, good 2-3 squads, but they have no spawn. They need to, and the equipment, the vehicle terminal's dead as well. They're going to have to rely on Galaxies and Beacons. So that's a nice beacon there for the TR as well. So I can only see Woodman coming in and deciding we're going to defend this at any point. And there are obviously 2 points. I'm guessing Charlie Point is being held at Hatcher Air Station by...
Yes.
So it's basically 2-1 points, and then Woodman is just basically playing the, if you want to sit here and stare at us ominously, we'll sit here and stare at you ominously, and then we'll push and take 1 point when it feels and suits us perfectly. So Bravo and Alpha Point, in the hands of Miller. Some pressure from Woodman trying to go up the big stairs to take care of it. Maybe they're making some work. Good number of explosives and grenades. Oh, they're definitely doing a good job at applying pressure. Watch this fight as the Woodman TR force pushes up the large staircase, going into double doors. Good momentum, they've got max support. It does not look like the Miller force has any max. They do have engineer turrets, but they're being flanked from the side. It's difficult to say what they can do, and they're just being slowly meshed away. Look at that excellent work there. That engineer following his max, you know, fighting for the cause and being an extremely good support person. That's when you see you got good team cohesion, but the fact that you can keep being repaired. And that's why he was able to tank up and take all that damage, and they got this base saved, because they've got the 2 of the points now. Let's have a look at the rest of the map.
Miller did go back and save Hade's Skydock. They just pushed the points back on there. Looks like they gal dropped.
Yep.
And they're back pushing at Awful Pit again. They outpop.
Yeah, they're keeping high
there.
numbers. They are slowly taking construction site Zeta, so we're going to go check Four Fingers and Zeta in the south. I'll leave you in the north, okay?
Okay. I think Woodman is very slowly realizing that if they attack enough places, that Miller seems to be slow to split its forces up. And so if they get enough bases ticking low enough, Miller's going to send everybody somewhere to resecure it, and they, as they just did a few moments ago, can get 2 bases out of it. They lose the one, but they gain 2 others.
It looks to be a very small scale 1-2 squad versus 1-2 squad affair. 50-50 numbers at construction site Zeta. 90 seconds to go. Plenty of time for a large reinforcement spawn in if Woodman deems it necessary. Does not look like the Woodman infantry, the Woodman force that is here can. Now, who is this? Oh, hello. I know who this is. This is any elite. I know those names. Now, I wonder. This is 1 or 2 squads. Possibly they've got a second squad here helping them out, or maybe any has a squad and a half. Does not look like the Woodman infantry forces. Doesn't look like they can pull this off. 60 seconds to go. They've barely got enough people. Yeah, they can make a push. Right, they've got some maxes, some infantry. But the problem is that these are really good defensive internal points, and the wood, and they've got to come inside. And any elite, and you know, from Miller, they're holding the kind of the high balcony, the grounds. But rather than staying on the balconies and just playing it super safe, they know what the numbers are. They're trying to hold and keep the TR outside. Okay, here comes the big reinforcement numbers. So you can see on the south. Alright, so what the Innie's got to do here from Miller, they've got to fall back inside and play the defensive game. 20 seconds. The numbers are spawning in. Big numbers from Woodman, but this is 17 seconds. It's going to be hard to get to the point. Right, so Miller from an elite needs to defend this point. They've got themselves this much time. In comes the Woodman forces. Woodman needs to get on the capture point. 7 seconds. Miller just needs to fall back from the point. They need to fall back to the capture point, and they've got it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Oh, it's gonna be a base flip from Miller. That's exceptionally good work there. Too little, too late from Woodman on the reinforcement. And now this Miller force can just play the extra defensive game, mop up, and just kill off Woodman forces because they can't respawn anymore.
I think that comes down to, as I was talking about, you know, you can spawn in, but if it takes you 30 seconds to run from the spawn to the point, you need to get there a whole minute beforehand, because they're going to try and hold you and do everything they can to delay you.
Sure.
It's something people run into a lot on these new bases.
Yep, Space Rise Patio was saved, Four Finger was saved, but construction site Zeta went through. Gurney Dam is being saved. Broken Vale Garrison, wow, it's like the door handle. Everyone's getting a turn here. So, that's a bad joke, I know. It looks like Broken Vale is flipping again. This time, it looks like it is going from Woodman to Miller's control. Oh wait, no, I can see now that Woodman is making a last minute. Oh, jeez, the debris just bounced me away. Wait, is Woodman dead? Or are they on the point? Alright, so they're on the point. Well, that was close. Looks like it's not over yet. They're being bombarded from all directions. Miller has himself a deployed Sundra. They've got themselves deployed Galaxies. They are bombarding from all directions. This is only a small TR force from Woodman, and they've been wiped out. They've been counter-wiped. The point is taken back by Miller. Miller has the capture point. 20 seconds to go. Woodman has a very long way to run from the spawn rooms, especially against hostile and aggressive anti-air forces. Got a couple of people in the ground. No, one guy in the ground floor. And this is a nice defense. This base is going to flip again, this time for Miller. Phew, this should flip it in the other direction.
That will put Miller. Yeah, that'll put Miller up 50 to 49, and Miller is 57 seconds away from getting Gurney Dam. They have massive air support to come at the points, and they have people on the points this time.
Can you confirm that the map takes a while to update the percentages? Because that's quite important from a referee's point of view, right?
It does, and I've mentioned that to Odin. I don't know. Obviously, it doesn't do that in game because we've seen it where something caps and then the alert says the right thing. But the actual percentage map does take a few moments, and I've told him that.
Okay, so we'll keep in mind. Yeah, so I just see that updated now. It takes about maybe 30 seconds, so we'll have to keep that in mind if it gets really close at the end, guys. So, as regards 20 seconds until Gurney Dam's taken, Miller's still got a strong force. We don't have the two-pronged attack coming in again from Woodman. It's just a one-prong attack. They're stuck underneath, a couple of light assaults. Looks like there's plenty side. One Max is kind of charging around. They've got people coming up big staircase. Oh, look at that firing line of engineer turrets. One good AV grenade would get rid of it, but the problem is I think they've got conk grenades and there's a Max and he's just not going anywhere. Miller takes Gurney Dam. Well, that's 2 bases in a row now. Maybe not 3 if you include the south. Construction site Zeta is being counter-flipped, or low numbers could be saved, and Southgate checkpoint, we've got 2 squads on that trying to take the Southgate checkpoint. So Miller's gonna. It looks like they want to get SRP, maybe balance the line because it's crazy at the moment. There are lanes going all over the place. Also in the north, Rustwash Offenpin is flipping as well. That's close in 60 seconds, although it's 50-50 population numbers.
They have a Sunder in between where Miller NC has a Sunder trying to stop the TR from pushing out of their spawn. They didn't get all of them, unfortunately. They didn't notice the pusher maxes on the other side.
Oh yeah, we see that, and it's absolutely brutal. So yeah, we see the Sunder a bit, and the Sunder really this close. It can only allow 1 squad to spawn in unless the platoon leader wants to drag his guy around. And it's brutal. Yes, Woodman guys are getting picked off, but they've got a lot of max support, they've got a lot of infantry to the point, and they've made a save. Gurney Dam, still lots of tier forces. It looks like they were trying to take Huracan storage. Looks like they probably will, but they're quite heavily outnumbered. That'd be Miller trying to take Huracan storage, and but they're outnumbered by. Yeah. Oh. Nice, so they got. Wow, I didn't view. Okay, I was gonna say this is very open, but it's not. There is a building here. So small Miller force is trying to hold back the hordes of Woodmen coming along to one capture building. There's one way in. Some good drop pods coming in. It's a brutal fight. 70 seconds to go. They are somewhat holding back. These extra numbers in the bomb don't really count for much. Is this one choke point, right? So Woodman is making extremely good use of smoke, blinding the view and then moving in undercover towards the capture point. They're going to flank them from the sides. It's a lot of Miller on the inside though. 60 seconds, plenty of time for Woodman to make the push. If we look at the minimap, they're making their push now, using the smoke as cover. Miller's fighting literally point blank on the doors, just firing through the doors, seeing what they can get. 45 seconds now. Woodman's got the luxury to stay outside and throw in grenades. Big T's here. That's for Miller. I just saw that in the name. People are smart enough to put their outfit tags in their names, so I can call that. So KOTV from Woodman is perhaps the team that's trying to take it back, but they're being explored from the outside. Now, as I was saying, Woodman's got the luxury to throw in their grenades and then make their push at the last second. So you might find that the TR force will charge in as they are doing now on the last 20-second marker, and they're just mopping and cleaning up. Lots of res grenades going on. It's still not a done deal. We'll look outside in the minimap, however, and it is a done deal. There's far too many Terran forces from Woodman. Right, well, that's that. It was a nice try. Definitely held up a lot of
I just watched
forces.
Miller resecure Southgate checkpoint. I have not been up in the north, but it seems like they're still going at Rustwash and Hades Skydock as well.
Oh, Hades Skydock. We'll have a look there because that's 2 minutes to go. Miller has to respond now. They can't afford to lose their large outpost. So, 3 capture points still being controlled by Woodman. They are watching some straggling forces watching the spawn room, not that many. No one's actually watching the rear spawn room, although they do have a motion sensor deployed. Bravo capture point is being flipped by somebody. If I figure out how to get into Bravo. So it looks like it was just one guy being a hero, one infiltrator. Buying himself some time. Still waiting on Miller redeploying in or bringing in air forces.
You are in a restricted area.
It doesn't look like it. 70 seconds to go. What's Miller up to? I'm going to stay here, guys, and watch this. I wonder whether or not they'll come in force.
Well, Miller looks like they're grabbing Rushwash just to the north of you. Well, that's going back and forth, but they seem to keep that ticker moving forward.
Oh, here we go. What was that drop? External drop for Charlie, but can they get up there? Oh, they can with some bunny hopping involved. Trying to recognize the name. Come on, show me a name, show me a name. Nope, don't know. It's possibly Dig T, actually. So Dig T taking themselves Charlie. Oh, look at that. They did one galaxy drop, two galaxy drop, and took Bravo. So they instantly flipped the base back into their control. How many... okay, and they've instantly just wiped out the Woodman forces. Looks like the Woodman forces weren't actually seriously trying to take this base. Maybe they're called elsewhere. In the south, Space Rice Paddy is still being fought after. We'll go over there now.
Broken Veil has three squads of Woodmen at it. Nobody's really showed up to defend this yet. I think they're probably going to just wait to the last moment again and charge across like they've been doing. And there's about the same number of Miller at construction site Lambda, again trying to push out and secure.
Oh, this is a nice contain by Miller. Miller's doing a good contain at the moment. Of Space Rice Paddy's spawn room. They've got themselves on the balcony. It looks like they've got themselves... What a huge max crash coming in from Woodman. You just look at the mini-map. That is a huge number of maxes and infantry just deciding to run in to the east and flank the Miller forces from the side. Now Miller's aware of this and they've rotated to move their forces. This is Miller's got a slight advantage. They've got the high ground. They're throwing their explosives, their grenades. This is absolutely brutal. I think Miller is barely holding on. Doesn't look like the Woodman forces. They kind of stalled and those that pushed forward are dead. That was ruthlessly brutal. Okay, so the Woodman counter push to the east has been stopped. However, there's another small push coming in now across the central bridge. There are some Miller forces, but there's a lot of lucid smoke going on. If I cue some of the TR, or get close enough to TR guys, I want to see if I can tell maybe what... Trying to figure out maybe what outfit it is. But alright, so they're being picked off at the bridge. Woodman forces, they've got to get to that capture point in 30 seconds. Miller, again, rinse and repeat. Oh, what's all these guys doing over here? Look at this. There's lots of Miller guys all off to one side. Get back to the capture point. What are you doing? This doesn't matter. 20 seconds to go. Still a strong push from Woodman. Have they got themselves into the capture point building? No, it's tracer darts. It's a false and negative. Although they are throwing res grenades and they are getting inside. They are getting to the capture point. There's enough of them to make it flip, you know. Oh no, it's not enough. 1 second. Oh, last second save. Is he gonna go back? Oh, there we go. Miller gets it. So Space Rice Paddy finally gets taken by Miller after many, many attempts. Broken Veil Garrison has...
It's 5 seconds. I don't know if Miller's gonna get on this point. They just tried to gal drop and drop people out of the air. It did not work. It was way too late for that.
Oh, they got air forces, they got guys, but it's not enough. It's just the the isolatedness point, capture point from the spawn room. So, both teams taking one territory from each other.
Construction site Lambda is the next thing that looks like it's going.
Check that.
I'll head up to Rustwash.
Another good defense here from Miller, using the high balconies, both balconies providing covering fire for the other balcony so that they can't get attacked from underneath. Some Woodman forces coming in from the underground. If you look at the minimap, Woodman does kind of have the building surrounded. Nice flank on the what is the northern kind of walkway. I don't think the Miller forces realizes that they're being flanked from the side. Oh, maybe they'll get some of the rest, but more smoke, liberal good use of smoke by Woodman, and they're cleaning out the balconies now. Population-wise, they were outpopped. But still, you thought maybe it was good use of smoke. Maybe that's why just kind of a counter push. This Miller force is currently at SRP. They need to leave and go somewhere else, be more productive elsewhere.
Woodman just made another push back to Awful Pit and took it back. I don't see too many maxes that look like just a straight infantry push.
There's a large force actually at Cannon Southern Labs. Oh, so much for there being no alerts. Well, good thing it's Esamir.
One thing I've noticed is Woodman will take this point back and then send its forces away, and they never seem to really get Miller out of the hex. They keep on coming back and just slowly getting that bar to tick back in their favor. I don't know if they're just